Hello ladies, welcome back to our last project for this month. So I had a request for a few 3D items, so I thought I would just put one in with this class and see what people thought. So this is just a little six-sided box that we're going to decorate, and I've just added a few little embellishments. You can add as much as you like. You can add a tag to say happy birthday or whatever, but we've just added the flower. So here we go. So our piece of cardstock that you'll get is 7 by 9.5, and you'll get your punch outs and your DSP cut to size. So what we first need is a simply scored tool, or you can use your trimmer, and using your scoring blade, but I just thought this was easier to show you like through the video. So firstly we're going to have it on our 9.5 inch up the top and our 7 inch down the side, and first we're going to score at 1.5 inches, so 1.5, and we're going to score all the way down. Then we're going to go at 3, then 4.5, 6 inches, 7.5, and 9. Then we're going to turn this piece clockwise. So we're just going to go around, and we're going to score at 2.5. So 2.5, and then 5. So what we need to do now is turn it anti-clockwise and go back. So we're going to mark little marks at the top, so that gives us the ease to be able to fold all these little pieces here. So we're going to start off here at the 3/4 inch, and we just want to put a little mark at the top. Don't score right down, just a tiny little mark at the top. So we're going to do 3/4 inch, then 2 1/4, then 3 3/4, 5 1/4. So it's in the middle of all our score lines. 6 3/4, and then 8 1/4. You'll have all these measurements on your instructions. So now we're going to get rid of our simply scored, and we're going to bring in, we still want our scoring tool, and we're going to bring in our ruler, because we need to do diagonal score lines up and down here. So I'm just going to turn this around. So we're going to start from here. I'm not sure whether you can see this mark, but when you see it from once you've scored it, you'll see it quite easily right on the edge, and you're just going to score up. So then if you put your tool on that little mark here, it just makes it easier for you to line up with your ruler for your next one. So we're just going to do all one way first. So put your tool down, your ruler up to the line, and score. Tool down, up. Now we're going to come back the other way. I'm just going to turn this around. So we're going to put our tool down here and up to the top. Tool down and up to the top. So that gives us a zigzag up and down here. I'm not sure whether you can see that. Just go very slowly. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our snips. So you've got your zigzag up the top. It's this section here that we want to cut out. So this is the bottom section. this is the top. So we want to cut straight up that score line. Sorry. And then I just do a tiny little V to cut that out. So we want to get rid of that whole section, we don't need that. Then we're just going to snip up to the first score line, because these are all our folds for the bottom of our box. I thought using my bigger scissors would be easier, but so okay, we've got all those cut. Now we're going to burnish our lines. So we need to get our bone folder and we're going to do all our fold lines. And then just open them back out and fold this one up. And now fold all the sideways. I'll just turn it around, that little one. So all those are done. Now we've got to do these ones here. So what I found easier is I'm just going to fold that up with my fingers and then give it a go. Now you're going to pinch this one that you've already done. So that one's already folded. So what you're going to do now is bring that forward. You can just do that with your fingers. Bring it forward and then push it back. And that just folds those ones. So come on to your next fold line. You're going to bring that forward and then push it back. Open it out. Come across to your next fold line. Bring it forward and back. And we're just going to do that right across to the end, next fold line. Back. So now we need to punch some holes into that. So I'm just going to go to the top and I'm just going to go, I'm guessing, 1/4 inch, bit further. So we're just going to do it right next to that score line. So with the next one we're just going to do 2 together and we're going to go down and then there's 2. Hold those 2 together again. And I'll just singly do this one. Like so. So there are all our holes. That's to thread our string through. So now we're just going to open it down flat like so, and we're going to adhere all our little pieces of DSP paper that is in your kit. So they'll just go along like that. You can decide which side you want to use on your DSP. So they're all on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to join our box together. So we're just going to adhere that. So this tiny little 1/2 inch piece here, you can either use your glue or you can use tear and tape. And you just fold it over. So now you're going to have to punch a little hole into this other one here. So we just give that a couple of secs to dry. Now you can see your box forming. So what we're going to do is the bottom first. So when you see we want to keep our seam at the back. So I like to push these out of the road a little bit so you can just sort of see what you're doing. So here's our seam at the back. So what we're going to do is just flap 1, 2 over. So we're just going to put glue or your tape on here, and they will just match up, and you will just glue those. So then we're going to add just a bit of glue here, because then we're going to do our opposites. It's just a little, doesn't want to stick. Now we're just going to do one over there, and on this one we'll put more glue because the other one was just on that middle section. Get that good. This middle one here just so it sticks, and on this last one and if we just keep them straight, our box should be a-okay. Just tip that up, just use your bone folder and push down to make sure it's glued. So now with our seam to the back, you can see that that's my seam here. We're going to bring in our thread. So I've put it on a needle because it's just easier to get through, and I haven't chopped it off because I wasn't sure how much I needed. So I'm just going to start from the front and just go in and out. And thread it through till it comes out. So that should be enough, so I can just chop that off now. And I'll just even that up a little bit and chop away my needle. Now we're just going to pull this in. So this little box can fit in like chocolates or money, or it fits in IKEA candles, the bigger IKEA candles. It fits in a stack of 3 of those, and even some of our old embellishment cases, the little plastic ones, it fits in those as well. So what I'm going to do is just tie this up. So this would be a nice little gift box, you know, if you're gifting some money or something for, instead of just a card and an envelope. So you're just going to do your little bow. You'll spend a bit more time and make it lovely. I'll just get it up here. My hands are sticky, sorry girls, it's sticking to my fingers. So I'm just going to chop that off level. And what I'm going to do is add these little bits. These are just little 3/4 inch punch out circles. I'm just going to add them to the ends of the tags. Put a bit of glue on both sides. and just add it to the end of the tags. And give that a little bit of time to dry. So, and then our ever faithful flower, but this time I've decided to stamp it just to show you about what it looks like with the stamped image as well as just the punch out. So I'm just still stamping onto the DSP, just going to stamp that with that lovely little flower, and using our punch, the Floral's punch again. I'm just going to punch the image out so it just fits perfectly around those. Might have to chop a bit of this away. See that? Punch. Now I'm just going to layer them up exactly the same way, just a bit of glue in the middle. And I didn't use my bone folder on those, so I'll have to wait till it dries a little bit. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to crunch this little 1/4 inch circle up. And this time I'm just going to glue it. And the leaf. Sorry, I'm running out of glue. Just add that to the back of the flower. And then I adhere that to the box. So just on the side. And there's your gorgeous little box. So this is the stamp set we used, Floral Essence, throughout the whole projects. So I've just matched all the cardstocks and the DSP, so hopefully you'll get a variety in your kits. I would really like you to consider going to the website and downloading the wonderful COVID-19 PDF to help COVID worldwide. And I'd like to thank you very much for joining me in the June online classes. Thanks, ladies, and see you again soon. Bye.